In 2025, is support and resistance still a valid way to trade? My answer is a very, very big yes. Support and resistance is still a very, very valid way to trade. And that's exactly why we're going to be looking at it today. Because, I mean, these days, it seems everybody's talking about all the smart money concepts and nobody is remembering that the very foundation in which all these things were built is actually support and resistance. So now, I want you to pay attention to what I have here in front of the screen, right? We have areas of price sensitivity. We have, for instance, we had this area here. When the market arrived at it, you can see we had a bounce away. We had a bounce away. Price closed in here. And of course, multiple price reactions from those zones. And of course, we had a sell-off here. And then we had a sell-off here. And of course, what happened? If we continue to go in price, this area where you could see price make a brief stop, from here, we had all this rally to the upside. If we go back in time, what do we have? Did we have price reacting to that same zone? Yes is the answer. You can see that support and resistance is a very, very crucial part of market behavior, of price behavior. So here, we had a sell-off, traded above, landed here, we bought. In here, there was a buy-off. In here, there was a buy. And of course, here, there was a drop-off. And in here, we were buying from this zone. Here, we landed, closed in the zone, traded right above from here. And then, of course, we consolidated in this area, and it became a ground for us to take off from. When price did land in this area again, we took off again. We traded below it, traded into it. So this particular area is a very, very sensitive area for price in the market. And you must understand that these areas actually hold water. They genuinely hold a lot of weight within the market. So you have to be able to practice being able to draw the support and resistance levels. For instance, we have this one here. This is, you have sensitive reaction of price, leaving this week behind. We traded in, left this red candle behind, traded above, and we reacted to it very nicely. We traded into the zone. You can see we traded right into the zone. You can see we sold off, consolidated right at the zone. We took off, landed on it again, and took off. So this area is very, very valid. This is a solid area for us to be looking at price. And of course, you can see we've landed in this area and price has taken off. If we are to further examine this, what else do we have? We have this bounce. We have price landing in this area and bouncing. Okay. When we came in here, there was a bit of, stalling here. We broke away, came back into the zone, consolidated, and went above it. Now there's a chance that the market could use this zone to fuel the next buy. This is what the price is showing us. So we must learn to, and of course, in a situation where we trade below significantly and retrace back, we could look to the same zone to provide selling trade, to provide selling pressure. Mind you, this is looking at it on the daily time frame. So support and resistance still provides you with some really, really, really decent trading opportunities in these markets if you can learn how to master them and, of course, trust the support and resistance levels. Because over here, I have shown you clearly that, yes, there's run on liquidity, there's this, there's that, all of these things here. There's breaking market structure, there's fair value gap. But it is all bouncing around. Even in this instance where you have a fair value gap in here where the market traded into, if we look back in time, you can see that there is support and resistance in that level. Take a look at it, support and resistance. Here you had this level, we traded in, we acted here, and then the market traded, became resistance here, the market landed and became support here. So even in a situation where you have multiple, different types of confirmations, for instance, you have a run on liquidity like what we can see in this area. For instance, you could see this run on this liquidity. You could see this low here got taken. The market took this low, right? The market took this low and then turned around. If we look back in time, we see the support and resistance that is supporting it. We also have the market that traded into fair value gap here, right? But if we look back in time, we also see that we have support and resistance level at that point. So all of these things, and in this area as well, we have a liquidity run here, right? We have a liquidity run, but at that liquidity run, what do we have? We have sensitive area here. We have price forming this week. I love wicks a lot. The market traded in, look at this wick. The market traded in here, consolidated, broke away, landed on the same zone, took off, and of course, reacted from it again as well. So we can look at all the different metrics, all the different, types of trading, the liquidity grabs, the support and or the Fibonacci's, all of these different metrics, all of these different styles of trading, liquidity run, fair value gaps, order flow, whatever, right? You can look at all of those things, but at the very core of all those things is support and resistance. So if you have a thorough understanding of how support and resistance levels work, and you are able to draw these things, you will be able to do very well in these markets. You will do well in these markets, because the market is best left alone as a very, very simple entity. Like, treat price as simply as you can treat price. Be very, very simple with price. Don't look to overdo it. And of course, now I've come on the weekly time frame. If we go all the way from here to the back, I'm very sure we're going to land in some decent areas as well. So how did we land there? You can see here, we ran away. We broke above it, became support. Now it landed again. That same zone has become support. Yes, you can look at this and say that this is a liquidity run, which is one of the most powerful strategies that we trade, right? We have this liquidity run here. The market blows through it and then takes off. But regardless of all those things, we are still trading in a support and resistance zone. That is where we are still trading. So you must understand all of these things. And I'm sure if we go back in time from here, we'll probably find multiple support and resistance levels. We landed here, we broke away from here. There was a sell-off. The market is reacting to all of these zones. The market is reacting to everything. So support and resistance remains a valid trading style in 2025. It is very valid. It is very powerful. It is very potent. And if you are able to make very good rules around it, I mean, if you want me to make rules around how you can use support and resistance trading, support and resistance in your trading, I will be happy to make a rules-based system for you in the coming video. So if you're interested in that, leave that in the comments and I'll be happy to get to it. So support and resistance, very, very valid in 2025. Very powerful way to trade. Very powerful way to trade in 2025. So, I mean, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, video suggestions, stuff you might like to see from us, please leave that in the comments. And as you can see here as well, you can see this zone. It is everywhere, right? It's everywhere. We had this sensitivity. Here we bounce, and all of these moves, all of these reactions, support and resistance, behaving very, very nicely within the market. So you honestly don't need a lot. You don't need to complicate the system. You don't need to do too much. You don't need to know too many things, add this, add that, all of these things that, is everywhere these days. You don't have to add all of those things. The most simple things can actually get you to where you're going to in this business. And if you pair that with a good risk to reward ratio, see you use a minimum of a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If you do that, you will see yourself doing very well in this market and you're consistent with risk. The market will ultimately reward you. So I'll be more than happy to see you on the next video. If you have any comments, like I said, if you have any video suggestions, if you want me to make a video describing how you can form rules, the exact trading blueprint or the exact trading system you can build using support and resistance, I'll be more than happy to make that video for you. So leave that in the comment. If I see more comments, I'll be motivated to make the video. So cheers and see you on the next one. Bye.